That's the pitch.
So
I mean, would Serginho Dest even play for Belgium?
George Bello was born.
Guys, would he be going to the World Cup with Belgium if he didn't play for America? Basically, Serginho Dest's best way to get to the World Cup was as an American.
Well, he was eligible to play for the Netherlands, but man, that Netherlands team, and I said this before all the time, they're always deep. They've had a couple of hiccups the past few cycles, but this is the Netherlands are always produce good players. So I don't see Des breaking into that lineup.
No.
And it's so it's for the pool of players that we have. We should have a decent run, but like I said, I do not see this team winning the World Cup in 2026. And I just don't see that magic, the talisman player. I don't see the architect. I don't see, the Eric Cantona type player in this team that could actually, push it to the next level. Germany had Basti and Mueller and, all those guys. France had Mbappe.
You got to think. A lot of the top European names are playing for top European clubs as well.
Yeah, but they're regular starters for their respective club teams. Yeah, just because we say, oh yeah, we have this guy that plays in Barcelona, but he sits on the bench, doesn't necessarily mean that he is playing. I'm kind of curious to see how many games Weston McKennie played for. Let's see here. So, according to, I don't know how accurate it is, but according to Wikipedia, Weston McKennie has played a total of 44 games since last year for Juventus. So that's actually a good thing. So it seems like he's a regular starter for Juventus.
He was there when Ronaldo was there.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. But, Weston McKennie is only one player. Now, if you had 5 Weston McKennies that played regularly for their big clubs, then, hey, you know what? We might have a chance. So, yeah. So, some food for thought.
I don't think we have 5 Weston McKennies.
No, I don't think so either. I'm looking. Let me see who else. Let's see, Christian Pulisic. So, since 2019, Christian Pulisic has played 84 games for Chelsea and has 20 goals.
That's pretty good. Rate of return.
Did you guys see
For
the Chelsea game yesterday?
I'm sorry?
Did you guys see that game yesterday?
Which one?
The Chelsea Salzburg match.
No.
Pulisic played 90 minutes in that game yesterday.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Yeah, it was all they were raving about on the Twitter. But that's a problem. Oh my God! Did you guys see the best player for America actually played a full 90 for his club?
Yeah.
Did you see where Newcastle are going to put in a £50 million bid for him in January?
And then they didn't.
And they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, you know what? I'm kind of curious to see. I think, if Christian Pulisic was playing in Newcastle, we'd probably be having a whole different conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You would have been starting. You've been getting investment, playtime.
Yep.
Wouldn't be waffling. Where does Gio Reyna go? From
He's hurt.
BVB. Do you see him going up in clubs or down?
If he overcomes his injuries, I see him going to like a mid-table, either Spanish team, mid to lower table Premier League team, mid-table Italian team. I don't see him like signing for like Barcelona or Arsenal or any of those players, unless he has like a really, really good season with Dortmund where he doesn't get hurt at all, misses maybe 1 or 2 games or a few games, and he produces and scores goals like crazy. You know, currently he is labeled as a striker forward. But other than that, if Dortmund is giving him regular minutes, but he has the injury bug, I'd say he should just, you know, hold on as much as possible to Dortmund.
Oh yeah, he's in a good place there.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you know, like looking at this, you know, Wikipedia recent call-up roster here. I mean, the best ones we have so far is Weston McKennie as a midfielder, Tyler Adams as a midfielder, Luca De La Torre, I guess, if you know, if you go that route, he plays in Celta Vigo. Malik Tillman, if you want to bring him in and kind of get him ready for the process for 2026, he plays in Rangers. That's, I don't know, is he a regular starter? He has to be a regular starter. Yeah, I mean, so far it looks like he's had nine appearances for Rangers and 2 goals. Of course, Yunus Musa is a regular starter for Valencia. Surprisingly, Jordy's name is on the list too, which, you know, he's going to AZ. Gianluca Busio. A lot of people were high on that kid. You know, this is the kid that was playing in Kansas City. Like, people were literally high on him. They were like, "Oh my God, this guy is gonna be good."
Right.
I haven't really heard much out of. I mean, I don't know if he's I don't watch a lot of Serie A games.
No.
He's actually playing for Venezia.
Oh yeah. Very stylish club.
Yeah, let me check. Let me see what Transfer Market says.
Venezia got relegated last year. They're in Serie B now.
Okay, so he's playing in 2nd division in Italy.
He's not even playing. You get relegated, you barely even play. Because Venezia is having a lot of financial issues right now, and they're having a hard time staying up in Serie B. They might even get relegated to the 3rd division, Serie C, at the end of the season.
He has 7 games so far in Serie B with Venezia, and he's had a total of 520 minutes.
How many starts?
Let's see here. I'm sorry, these are appearances, so let me see if I can get a full stats here. Let's see. So it looks like he's been starting. He started 11 games. There you go. Yeah, so he started 11 games. He's been on the bench once, and he's been injured. He's missed 2 games. So yeah, I guess you could, well, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything bad about Serie B because, you know, that's still really good. You know, it's still competitive.
All right, so I'm gonna give you a guess where Venezia is currently in the Serie B table.
Oh, they're probably at the bottom of the table.
Take a guess. James, you got a guess?
I don't know.
Second to last.
So there's 20 teams in Serie B. Valencia is in 17th place. Since in
Jesus. Yeah.
17th. 10 matches played, 2 wins, 3 draws, 5 losses, 9 points, 12 goals for, 16 goals against, goal differential of -4. And the last 5, they've drawn 1, they've drawn 2, lost 2, and won 1.
So they're not good and getting worse. And Buzio ain't playing.
Yeah.
Oh, Ross is not playing also. Gio Reyna. So looking
Gio
at his
Reyna scored a
stats,
goal
he's
last weekend.
yeah, but he's only
He came on as
started.
sub.
But he's only been in the starting 11 once. He's
That's because
subbed
he's been
in
injured.
5 times, and he's
At
been
least
injured.
he's playing. At least you're playing. You don't have to be in the starting at 11 week in, week out to be playing.
That's the thing. That's not developing. You're just coming in as a sub. That's not. It's
Here's
still
the
not a
thing.
good sign.
Here's the thing. He came on. He started the game. He scored a goal in. He scored the 3rd goal before halftime, right at the 45th minute mark.
Yeah, against Stuttgart. Yep.
If I was playing, even coming on as a sub for 25, 30 minutes for one of the biggest clubs in Germany, in Borussia Dortmund, I would be happy. I would say I will take my minutes and I will run with them. That's what I would say.
That's fair, but they beat Stuttgart 5-0, so it doesn't
And he
look
got
like he
third
had
goal.
a whole lot. I mean, it doesn't look like it wasn't like a hard. It wasn't a tall order to
I
score
know,
a goal.
but that was his
Um,
first goal in 425 days.
So
Since
So
August
I'm
of last
looking
year.
I'm looking at his Bundesliga, stats this season. So
Mhm.
he's been out 3 games,
But before
actually,
his injury,
4 games,
he was
4 games, 4 games. But that's
restarting. Regular
But that's-
restarting. James, you got anything to add to this conversation?
Not at the moment. I'm listening to you guys extrapolate what I just don't. So beyond Gio Reyna, we don't have the coaching, we don't have the tactics, we don't have the ideas that's going to be able to beat a team like England. Do you guys think that in the 3-game series, what other points do you guys see U.S. realistically being able to take besides Iran?
Wales, they're falling off.
maybe Wales. Yeah,
A win
Wales.
against Wales, at best, a draw against England, and a win against Iran. I
think it's a must win.
When I look at our group, Wales, they're starting to fall off. England, they're England. Wouldn't put anything
They were in the
past
last
them.
World Cup.
Iran?
They were amazing that last World Cup.
But you know what their weakness is this year? Their weakness this World Cup is their midfield. We have a much better midfield than they do.
No way.
No way.
No.
No way.
Yeah, who are their midfielders? Who are their starting midfielders?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're all better.
It doesn't
than
even matter.
They're all
That was-
better.
you don't even have to say who it is. Oh,
To a
man, let me
man,
see. Let me see if I
to a
can-
man, England is better.
Okay,
But
okay.
the
Let
problem
me see
is,
if I can.
it's not just about the man. Like Thierry Henry was talking about it. Like he's pointing at these old American players. Like you guys still were able to compete with us because even though they didn't have the tactics, they did have the tactics. That's the problem. America did have the tactics that were successfully able to shut down some of the best teams in the world. They don't have those tactics anymore. They have this, whatever these tactics are.
So I have a potential England list here. It's not official. This is from Sporting News. Okay, this is what they predict is going to be the team that's going to the World Cup. And you mentioned Connor that the U.S. has a better midfield than England. So I'm just going to read out the players that are as midfielders on the England team. You have Declan Rice.
Yeah, oh my God.
Right.
One of the best
West Ham
midfielders
United
in the
guy.
world.
Okay. Jude Bellingham.
Oh, they love Jude. Hey, Jude.
Calvin Phillips, Manchester City.
I love Calvin Phillips. Dude, him coming out of Leeds United, people were saying, oh, he's not good. He showed up at the last World Cup, and he was amazing looking. I was like, I took note of Calvin Phillips. And then people were like, oh, he's not going to be good when he goes to his new club. I'm like, dude's a stud.
Mason
That's a
Mount.
start for Manchester City, though.
Dude would
Find out.
dude's left testicle would start for the United States team. That's how good he is. It's just, yeah, he might
Mason
not start.
Mount,
He's on
yeah.
Man City. What American's on Man City?
Zach Steffen, technically.
I was gonna say that.
But I know I want to be a homer too and root for America. I'm just being realistic that, there's not close. I don't see them being really close. How do we get them close? Not by me rooting harder. There's a different way for us, U.S. to get better.
So I will say this: Calvin Phillips has, he's been injured. That's why he hasn't started regularly. So,
But before he was injured, did he start?
let's find out the stats.
Because oh shit, you know who else I forgot that England has? Phil Foden in that midfield.
Oh, Phil Foden.
Who? Foden?
Mason Mount, Phil Foden. I mean, just like...
I thought Mount plays on the wing for England. Why did I think that?
He plays in Chelsea. Well, he plays for Chelsea. Another guy, Jordan Henderson for Liverpool.
Nah, he's old. He's past it. But yeah,
James Ward-Prowse.
he's good. He's better than most. He's better than all the Americans. James
James
Ward-Prowse.
Ward-Prowse, captain of Southampton, isn't he?
Madison.
Yep. Conor Gallagher. Crystal Palace guy.
Conor Gallagher's a stud.
So let's compare the U.S. men's national team. Potential U.S. men's national team. Let's see if I can get. All right, I guess.
I mean, the Canadian national team almost doesn't compare.
Let's see what are some potential. What are people saying? Project the lineups from. I'm gonna use Sporting News because that's the one that's been. All right, so Sporting News. Now you compare that England midfield to what we currently. This is what Sporting News thinks we're gonna take to Qatar. Kellen Acosta, Tyler Adams,
He'll start.
Luca De La Torre,
Won't start. Still a good player though.
I like De La Torre.
Weston McKennie.
He'll start.
That's a start. Yunus Musa
I don't know if he'll start, but he's good.
and Gio Reyna. That's what they're labeling as midfield. Now you compare those guys to guys like Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham and Mason Mount. Like, come on, it's apples and oranges here. One doesn't look like the other one.
No. And it gets even worse at American strikers, I think.
I mean, if you look at the forwards, when you have guys like, Harry Kane, Raheem Sterling, you have Marcus Rashford, you have Jadon Sancho. What else we got? We got Jared Bowen, Phil Foden, Bukayo Saka. Come on.
Now the leap from Eric Palmer Brown to Harry Maguire, that's a lot less so.
I just looked in the chat and Angus said, United States better hope that Iran gets removed from the World Cup via FIFA inquiry and replaces Iran with the UAE.
Yeah, they were talking about, everybody, Italy, Ukraine.
Yeah. Italy,
but I'm like, but what do you do here?
Doesn't deserve to be in the World Cup. It's fucking Italy. All right. Y'all got fucked by North Macedonia. Sit down.
Italy got eliminated in the World Cup qualifiers. They did that on their own. It's not like there was controversy behind that.
Yeah, they fucked themselves over.
And this is Italy. This is like these are former World Cup champions.
and European champions.
And your current European champions.
You got to think. I forgot. England's also going to have Bukayo Saka. Trying to think who starts in goal. I want to say for England, Jordan Pickford of Everton starts in goal. If I was Gareth Southgate, I would put Aaron Ramsdale of Arsenal in goal, but that I'm not Gareth Southgate.
Dean Henderson's got to be pissed because if he was playing somewhere, he'd be in there in the shout.
I think here's my prediction for England's goalkeepers: Jordan Pickford, Nick Pope, Aaron Ramsdale.
Wow.
My prediction for our goalkeepers: Matt Turner, Sean Johnson, Zach Steffen.
By the way, is Zach Steffen's playing regularly in his club?
He now is.
Now he is, right? He came out of injury.
I would still start Matt Turner, in my opinion.
So they got...
You need a shot stopper. That's Matt Turner. But the thing about Greg Berhalter is, as well, we need a guy who could use his feet and play from the back. Shut the fuck up. I don't know how many fucking times I've watched these fucking games and I see we don't have the fucking center backs to play from the fucking back. Now, if they play the long ball, that's our best shot. But we can't play slow, methodical football from the fucking back. It's not gonna fucking work.
Can you imagine Walker Zimmerman getting a pass from Matt Turner, and he's facing Harry Kane?
What do you guys think's more egregious, leaving Vasquez at home, America, or Mexico leaving Chicharito at home?
Chicharito, I think Chicharito.
Don't get it wrong.
Let's just admit that Brandon Vasquez had one good season with Cincinnati.
And everybody's like, "Oh, call him in."
He's had one good season, right? And nobody was this hyped up about him when he played for Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden that he had this one good season with Cincinnati, everybody wants to be like, "Oh my God!" Like you said, call him up, give him another season. Let him see if he, what if this is like a one-hit wonder type of season,
Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna give you guys my three. Then I'm gonna ask the both of you.
Wait, before we get there, just to recap, you guys think that Chicharito was much more blasphemous than the Vasquez? I don't feel like we've uncovered that enough, and the blasphemy that is Chicharito being left behind.
Well,
Chicharito's getting up there.
Write down your three players, by the way, Connor. Write down your three players. We'll get to them. But before we do, I want to just tear into this Chicharito a little bit more, this cracker pack, because Chicharito's been one of the best players in MLS all season.
Well, he's considered a Mexico legend. You could kind of say he was kind of like the guy that opened the doors for Mexican players. I mean, this guy was signed by Real Madrid and Manchester United at one point. So, and this would have been his last World Cup because I guess, as Connor mentioned, he's getting up there in age. He's not going to have another World Cup.
I kind of wish, sorry to cut you off, DPG, but I kind of wish Chicharito and Tata had their differences settled because I would have liked to see him in this World Cup because it is also probably the last World Cup of Messi, Ronaldo, Benzema. Help me out. He's Serbian. Luka Modric. Yeah, thank you. Mm-hmm.
So, it's true. But unfortunately, Tata Martino is going to do what Tata Martino wants.
Does he deserve it? Does he deserve the right to be able to leave Chicharito at home?
And I thought they had some sort of falling out.
I believe so, yes.
I don't think that Tata deserves that right.
Here's the thing about Mexico. They're getting up there in age. They really are.
And he's not the best striker for Mexico, Raul Jimenez.
True.
I mean, there's better strikers.
True.
But to me, he's still the third best striker.
You got to think, this could be the last World Cup. I can't talk. this could be the last World Cup for Ochoa.
It's
The Mexican
absolutely
goalkeeper. He's
1000%.
30. He's 38 years old.
Could be.
38.
It is.
Yeah, he's 37 years old. But that's not even the worst part. The worst part is that all their goalkeepers, this is a Sporting News projected Mexico roster. So their 3 goalkeepers that Sporting News is thinking that Mexico's going to take. Rodolfo Cota, Guillermo Ochoa, Alfredo Talavera. All those guys are in their mid-30s or 40 years old.
Who does the last 2 goalkeepers play for? I've never heard of them. I know Ochoa plays for Club America.
So Rodolfo plays for Club León and Talavera plays for FC Juarez.
Are they both starters?
They have to be.
That's good.
But
They have to be.
They have to be. But it might not necessarily be true.
I don't pay attention.
But it's kind of scary that have we ever heard of any of these guys besides Guillermo Ochoa?
No.
And what about the American? Isn't there an American who signed on to be a Mexican goalkeeper? He's born in California, and then he just basically got left out by his club. I think that they had to sell him. Not Sanchez.
Richard Sanchez.
It might be a different Ochoa.
The RSL.
Yes, yes, that sounds right.
Oh yeah, RSL Ochoa. Yeah. So, and then looking at the rest of the Mexico potential roster, I mean, Irvin Lozano is 27 years old and he's a regular starter for Napoli.
That's good. That's good. Okay,
What
they got
about
somebody.
I can't think of his name. He starts. I think he starts for PSV.
You talking about Eric Gutierrez?
Yes.
Yeah, he's 27 years old. He has 33 caps. But here's another thing too, like, Hector Herrera was named as part of the potential World Cup squad for Mexico, and he plays for Houston Dynamo.
Oh God!
But you're gonna take him over, Chicharito, and the Houston Dynamo were horrible this season. So I believe at this point, he did had a really bad falling out with Tata, if that's the case. I mean, there's no one in this Mexico team that stands out, like, besides Raul Jimenez, who plays for Wolves, or even Lozano. After that, I don't know.
Terrible.
And Wolves is terrible, but he does score. I will admit this.
Is it Raul Jimenez? Is it him as the top striker?
I believe so. Yes.
I'm not familiar with Mexico. I have a friend who's Mexican, and I ask her questions about these things. Anyway,
I mean,
he's better than the best American striker. Chicharito's better than the best American striker. I'm sorry. For international purposes.
Keep in mind, this list also includes Andres Guardado, who, by the way, is 36 years old. So.
Whoa. And he's been always linked to the Fire.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to take him. You know what? Surprisingly, he still plays in Spain. So, kudos to him. He's 36 years old and he's playing in Real Betis and in Spain. So,
Real Betis.
Hey. Betis.
I like how that sounds.
Real Betis.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, you got a couple of Ajax. I call it Ajax players. You got Jorge Sanchez, the defender, and Edson Alvarez. So those guys play that. I got those guys playing Ajax. And I mean, I don't know if they're regular stars, by the way.
Trying to think. All right. You guys want to move on to the striker conversation?
Oh, let's go.
Okay.
Yes, you had 3 guys. Let's go.
Okay,
go.
so I have three guys who I would like to see, and then I have three guys who would more than likely be called up for the national team if I'm in Greg Berhalter's mind. So the three, I want you guys to do the same thing. Give me your top three, and then who you think will be called up. So my top three would be Pflock, Pepe, Sargent. That's who I would call up if I was Berhalter. Now, I think Berhalter, based on recent friendlies between Japan and Saudi Arabia, I think our top three is gonna be Ferreira, uh, Pepe, and Sargent. And in that situation, I think Pepe should be the main number 9 because the highlights that I watch of FC Groningen, he's really starting to find his form. And the thing that he does so well that none of our other strikers in the pool do is he holds up play very, very well. He holds up play and he allows his teammates to get forward, and he can play a ball to a Pulisic on the right or a Weah on the left, or whoever's over there. When I watch Union Berlin, if you want to get technical, Jordan Pflock is big, he's physical, he's tall, and I think Pflock would be a huge advantage on corners and free kicks, along with the aerial threats that are Walker Zimmerman and Winston McKinney. Those are just my thoughts. I'm going to turn it over to whoever wants to pick up off of that.
I'll pick up. I agree with Pflock, but beyond Pflock, my number 2 is Vasquez. I don't care if he's showing up 1 year. He's doing it, and he's doing it well.
No.
No. Listen to me. I'm making him my number 2. I'm building around Pflock. I go Pflock, Vasquez, then I put Sargent. I'm sorry. Vasquez is playing better than Sargent. However, Sargent, if I'm at practice and Sargent's showing me more than Vasquez, then I can move Sargent above him. So I'm going Pflock, Vasquez, Sargent. After that, Pepe. Then who else?
Okay. So I just brought up some stats. So Ricardo Pepi, he's played what, 6 matches for Groningen. So in those 6 matches, he has 5 goals and 1 assist. That's a pretty good scoring ratio. Okay,
and
he's found his form.
Like I said, he's the best at hold-up play. There you go.
And Jordan Pflock currently he's had 10 matches. He's had 3 goals and 3 assists, which is that's very respectable. That's actually really good, actually. That means that he's, if you take the assist, that's like 6 goals right there. Josh Sargent, he plays in a championship team for Norwich City, Championship League. He has started in 17 matches so far this season. He has 8 goals and 2 assists.
I like that.
Which again,
okay. He's in my running.
The thing I like about Sargent is that if needed, he can play the wing. Like if we're down a goal, and let's say Pflock's in, we put Pflock in there. We sub Pflock on for Pepe, or let's say we sub Pflock for Pulisic or whatever because we're down the goal. And then we move Sargent from striker over to the right wing. He can play right wing too. He has proved time and time again in the Premier League last season with Norwich and in the Championship this season with Norwich. He can play on the wing if needed.
So far, I think those 3 guys that Connor mentioned, those are probably our best bet in terms of the best strikers that we currently have. I'm looking at I was looking at Team Weah's stats. He's only started 3 games so far for his team.
Oh, he's been injured. He's coming back from injured.
But he has 2 assists though.
How many goals?
0 goals.
2 of those assists went to Canadian man Jonathan David.
Okay, so he's creating goals. All right, let's see who else. Let's check out Christian Pulisic's current stats.
He could play striker. He could play striker for you, but he's too small.
Yep. Where?
Weah is a good shout. Also, I want Weah in this team somewhere, and I don't know where to put him if Pulisic is on one wing, and who do you want on the other? Do you want it to be Weah?
Be Brendan Aaron.
Aronson, Weah, where do you
I
fit
feel like
Reyna?
Gio Reyna. I feel like Gio Reyna is at his best when he's at the number 10 position, in my opinion. When he plays at the 10 position, attacking mid, what? Chef's kiss.
So Brendan Emerson so far has played 11 matches. He has 1 goal and 1 assist. And this is in the Premier League, of course. So
Yeah, and he has to do everything himself because
yeah.
Patrick Bamford is shit. Can't finish. Start.
No, you're
So
good.
yeah, you're good, man. I mean, it's kind of mind-boggling when you compare these strikers to whatever England has.
I know, or even what Canada has.
Who are England's strikers? Harry Kane.
Let's see. Harry Kane here. They actually have a pretty big list. Hold on, let me see here.
Marcus
the final
Rashford.
26-man run. So this is what they think. There's Harry Kane, Raheem Sterling, Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, Bukayo Saka, Tammy Abraham,
That's a striker.
Marcus Rashford.
6'4" too. He's like LeBron James playing striker.
And he
Who's
plays in
the-
Italy.
Who's the striker for Wales that's like 6'6" and 200 pounds of pure muscle? Or am I imagining things?
No, you. What's his face?
His name is like Moore, isn't it?
Oh, I was gonna say Gareth Bale.
No, I'm thinking
Let
striker.
me see. Wales World Cup squad.
I don't know much about the Welsh team. Like, I
Yeah,
don't.
me neither. Outside of Gareth Bale, I'm not too familiar with the rest of the team. Are you talking about Tyler Roberts, who plays for QPR? Or
What's
Kiefer
his-
Moore that plays in Bournemouth, whatever.
Is the
Bournemouth.
Moore that plays at Bournemouth? Is he Welsh?
Yeah.
What's his height and weight? Does it have it listed on there?
I gotta look in transfer market.
I love that. What a great resource. Transfer market truly is.
I mean, I don't know if they show those stats. His height was it 1.95 meters? I mean, they're not in.
They're not American.
Yeah, they're not an American. Yeah.
I don't know the metric system, so I can't tell you.
Here, let me see if I can convert it over.
You know, you can probably Google it.
Oh, he's 6'3". That's a tall dude. 6'3".
Mhm.
Is that the guy you were talking about?
I think.
Height
Yeah.
is hard
Oh,
to
yeah.
deal with, but I don't know if America has that height plus talent. Nobody has the height plus talent of Holland.
P-Fuck. Wait, hold on. Let me.
Well,
I might have
You
to
could-
retract that statement.
You could take any of the Dutch lineup, and any of those guys will be stars in any national team. Well, they'll be regular starters
Absolutely.
in any national. Let me see if I could get.
Benson Sebachu is.
That's P-Fuck.
Yeah. His full name is Svensson Jordan Sebachu. Jordan P-Fuck is 6'3", 198.
Big
That's a
boy.
big dude.
Well, Jordan P-Fuck, he was scoring goals like crazy in the Swiss league. So
Yeah, but it's the
And he's-
Swiss league.
yeah,
It's like,
but he's
it's like the equivalent of USL League One.
he's scoring goals in the Bundesliga too. So, and they tend to have tall defenders. So
Do you-
yeah, it's-
Do you think that Greg calls him in?
I mean, if Greg chooses Jordan Morris over him, I'd probably be a little pissed off.
Well, Morris, Areola, Long, those guys are locks. You can write them down on paper.
If they're gonna sit on the bench, that's fine, because none of those guys I see as potential starters.
Aaron Long doesn't deserve to start. Period.
No.
I think Cameron Carter-Vickers should line up next to Walker Zimmerman.
Google
If
translates
I-
metric, by the way. You guys are talking about that? About metric?
Yeah.
Google does translate that.
Yes, yeah, that's what I used. That's why I got the 6'3".
Did we get cut off?
No,
we're here.
I thought somebody was talking.
Oh, I thought we got cut off for a second.
No, we were
DPG?
talking about PFOC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
DPG. Okay, I thought you
Yeah.
left us for a second.
No, I was looking at something here. I was looking at the Dutch potential World Cup team.
Yeah,
Which, by the way,
Um,
Gotta look
Fuck.
good.
trying to think.
really good.
Let me guess. Frankie De Jong, Memphis Depay, Wout Weghorst, Flecken, the goalkeeper for Freiburg. How many of those did I get right? Virgil van Dijk. How many of those did I nail?
All
I don't
right.
know.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say it again. I'm sorry. Tell me
Flecken, goalkeeper for Freiburg.
Flecken. Yep, he's on there.
Frankie De Jong,
Oh, he's definitely on there.
Memphis Depay,
Yep.
Virgil van Dijk.
I just saw him. Yep, he's there.
I'm gonna butcher this name. Weghorst. Wout Weghorst, I think is how you say
Yep,
it.
for the one that plays in Turkey. Yep.
He used to play for Burnley.
Yeah, I mean this is a really solid Dutch team. I'm not,
Who else is on that Dutch
mean,
team?
you got Ryan Gravenberch who plays in Bayern Munich. I mean, granted that he comes off as a sub currently, but there's potential there. He's only like 20 or 21. You got Dumfries who plays
For Inter Milan.
Inter Milan.
Inter Milan.
We got who else we got here? We got Kenneth Taylor, Ajax player.
Look at me. Look at me. Naming off Dutch players.
Huge.
Yeah.
They're good, and they play in leagues that that are also getting pressure.
Daily Blind.
Daily Blend.
Right. I know
Flynn.
those Dutch players because I used to manage the Dutch team on one of my old FIFA saves.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how I know a lot of these players.
And it's crazy because you look at the Dutch roster